full starts. You can look at Kojak. You can look at RSF9. Anyone who actually bothers watching stats, and they post every freaking time. Doesn't mean you're supposed to bust either, so.
How y'all doing out there?
Folks want to come down on the rookies.
I'm doing good.
But Rudy,
I
can't
Monday.
wait for the Raiders soon, bro. You gotta start toying on those people.
You
bro.
know we didn't win.
They call themselves the actual LA team. You guys should take offense to the Raiders. Yeah. All right, but man, we're getting pretty man. So this is gonna be interesting this week, man. So man, I mean, this is a bounce back game, and what a better way to have a bounce back game than to play the Rams, a team that we know too well. But they only won that one game, and we're probably still going to extend the streak. But it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a really tough spot battle. So,
are there running backs even healthy? Henderson and Cam Akers right now.
Well, Cam Akers, yeah, that's their running back, and then Darrell Henderson.
Hello, Brian.
They got
How you doing, Corey?
Fine.
Akers only
I'm doing good.
3 yards a carry. Nah, he's not quite.
Right now, David's
he's
on.
Like a Jeff Wilson.
He's on the 49 round table.
Yeah, CG.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's their running back is Cam Akers. But they didn't get fired.
I got really lucky. I was able to jump into Mariah's fantasy football league.
Harbaugh deserves to get fired.
So I played with like Melissa, and I played with Denise.
I do not understand how the guys.
A couple other people. It's really fun. It's like a 14-person league.
His brother. I mean, because of Jim's brother.
Yeah. I was on my pickles.
Buffalo
I did.
Fired his ass because he was subpar.
How'd you do?
Fired his ass because he was subpar, but for some reason, John Harbaugh will fire Wink Martindale, his special team coaches, his defensive coaches, anything else is suspended.
Right now, I'm 9.
Is protected.
If the Giants win tonight, I'll be killed.
But all right, guys, we're gonna end this, man. But let's get the final intro,
and I'm like, man,
what you got to say? We're gonna start off with what other king?
I went 1.
Alrighty, heck yeah, man! I'm just so fired up for the Monday night game because we got to put this game behind us. But hate to, I was steaming, man. Because that was the second ever 11-10 game in NFL history, and we lost it on prime time, man. And Broncos, and I just don't like losing at all. Especially
Giants win tonight. I'll be saying
we should be 3-0 right now.
Okay.
We should, but at the end of the day, man.
Man, I was surprised that
lamb chops. So we're gonna shut down all of
I thought I picked. And Kansas City lost.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna make we're gonna win it as a team next week.
I thought about it a long time ago. We wouldn't have been so bad if we would have been able to game 2 to come to San Francisco. And we already know Kyle Shanahan's offense, and he still has an arm.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, the team that haven't scored no touchdowns in the past 2 games.
And he does typically pretty well against the Rams, but
and then
our defense
I was
is
like,
playing so good right now. It's just like Jimmy G. All you got to do is not screw this up. That's all you got to do. Not screw this up.
And I'm like,
the question is, can he actually do that?
Well, then I got to our game, and I'm like, oh, we winning.
Okay.
We winning, yay.
I just want to say to the Ram fans in the chat,
I missed the first touchdown. I want to go get my dinner, and I come back, and I said, see how you getting in the end zone. I'm like, all right.
It's a bit more reliable throughout the season.
We winning.
Don't trust the Niners organization
But I
right
like,
now. But
hope it's not.
if there's one week,
Don't say like this 7
have some kind of faith in the front office. It's
Come on, we gotta
during
do another drive.
Day and Shanahan's a real thing.
And boom.
And I just want to
No
take
more
a
drive.
moment to say to all the people who have been
Yeah,
affected last night.
when the other show ends, let's go over the just the
coming
stats
soon.
if you want, because I got my
Please
little
be
tablet
safe.
here and I can read them fast.
Please
I don't
check
think
your
that
cameras.
team.
Please check
I don't
in
think
your
the
cameras because this
Niners did
hurricane
as
thing
bad
is no
as it
joke.
looked. I think it,
Yeah.
I'm
I think it was
keeping
just
everybody
a
in my thoughts because
bad series of
we just
events.
got hit last night really hard by this
Yeah,
thing.
just say this.
And
I don't know. It's
Florida
a
and a bunch of other states
Russell
right
Wilson.
now.
We cannot seem to beat him.
Please be safe.
No.
It's like,
All right, guys.
God,
The
every
Road
time
Show
I think we're
ends,
gonna
and
win.
we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
So now what is he 7? He was 17-4 against us, and now he's 18-4 against the Niners overall.
Yeah, I think so.
And like the Seahawks themselves, I think now our record's 30-18. But okay, since we got a little bit more, I think the other show ended. Looking at the matchup, Corey, the first downs, the Niners got 13, the Broncos got 14. Passing first downs, the Niners got 9, Broncos got 8. Rushing first downs, Niners got 3, Broncos got 5. First down penalties, both teams got a first down penalty. Third down efficiency, this is what cost us the game.
Yeah.
The Niners were 1 for 10.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos, they were 6 for 19. The Niners defense did really, really good against the Broncos. They kept getting stops, getting into punt, but we weren't converting on third down on our side, and that's why we kept punting. And then you look at the fourth down efficiency, everybody went, they were just punting. It was I was loving it because I'm a special teams guy. Both kickers were pinning both teams back. It makes it hard on the offense, but the offense is, they both were only driving about 50 yards, and then they'd have to punt 50, 55 yards, and they'd have to punt. So for me, it was a really tight game. Really, some people say it's a boring game when it's like that. For me, it's exciting because you're watching the corners. Are they contesting the wide receivers? Are the linebackers stopping the rushers? The running backs? It's for me, it's fun. And then when you get to see the punters come out or the kickers come out and make a difference, that's what football's about. It's a 53-man. When you just have one person throwing it to one guy and that person's going off for 3 touchdowns or something like that, it doesn't really matter what the rest of the team does because those 2 players are the superstars and nobody else are contributing. When you got the whole team doing something, I haven't seen the long snapper, Taylor Pepper, get down there and help tap the ball in so it didn't go into the end zone. That's a team effort.
Yeah.
So, I think overall they did good. And we can let me turn this back on, but I can go back through the stats with you a little bit more because overall, I think we just ran out of gas. With the not run out of gas, the team was ready to go because the overall, I kind of know the Denver Broncos had time of possession. They had also ran more plays than us. I think we only ran like 50 plays. When we run 40 times, we win the game. When we control the clock, we win the game. Yeah. So for those things not to happen, that really that's what bit us in the butt, And then for us, we got close enough for Robbie to kick it, but then the penalties kept pushing us back. So even for penalties, I think we had 7 penalties overall.
3 turnovers.
Hey, David. The turnovers were costly, but see, Seattle had turnovers too. We just weren't able to capitalize on that. So that's no one's fault. That's a lack. That's just a bad, flip of the coin. But our turnovers, we weren't able to keep them. And some of the calls that came out, at the end of the game, before the long run and before the fumble, I don't know what player it was for the Broncos, but he jumped off sides. They didn't call that. The commentator's seen it, but they didn't call it. So there's just turn of events, and you don't want to nitpick and say, "Oh, it's the refs that called the game," but some of those things they add up.
Yeah, Giants. They winning now.
Good job.
Ah. Hi, Dina. Harvey, how you doing? Hope your day's going great. Hello, David.
What up, buddy? I'm just so this is my first losing pick sheet in over a decade. This hurts. I was like, oh, this is painful. I had a chance yesterday to end up 8-8, but then the teams didn't. Not all of them won out. So just kind of is what it is. I don't know what's going on with the Cowboys, but I don't think it matters. Let me count my losses.
Yeah, I got 9.
It don't matter.
If the Giants win, I got 10.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, it don't matter. I think I'm already at 10 losses.
All right. Well, if you guys want to go back into the stats a little bit, like the passing, the passing wasn't so bad. We had 179 yards. They had 160. The sacks hurt us because when they sacked us, the sacks were for 4 for 32. When Russell got sacked, it was 4 for 24. So, I mean, like that stuff really hurts. You know, when your quarterback's not mobile or he can't get up a little bit further and he's dropping back too far in the pocket and gets hit, that really hurts. The rushing yards, they actually beat us in rushing. They had 101. We only had 88. And again, that goes back to what I was saying. When you don't manage the clock and have the time of possession, you don't have more plays than the other team. And obviously, we didn't rush the ball more than they did. You know, those are some of those things that we really need to help us win. At least the formula for the Kyle offense. And then, like David said, you know, we did have turnovers, and you know, we had opportunities to get turnovers, you know, like from them, but it just didn't capitalize. Overall, I mean, it was a team loss. I really feel like they all lost it. I don't know if they weren't calling the right plays or if it was just a timing thing, because Jimmy made some good throws and then Jimmy made bad throws. The players at first were really playing together. I mean, I think Ayuk and Jimmy had sync at one time, and then later in the game they lost focus with each other because there was some backward throws. Same thing with Ayuk. I think they hurt Ayuk, not Ayuk. Debo, when he got tackled and they were twisting up his leg and stuff. I think they dialed it back with him a little bit because we can't lose Debo.
Yeah.
So
we can. I was like,
again,
oh man. I was worried about when I saw him go down. I'm like, oh man, we don't need this now. And then we got Trent Williams. He's out of the game.
Yeah.
For 4 to 6 weeks. I'm like, oh goodness.
Yeah.
And Dina says our defense was out there way too much. Yep.
So I'm thinking he's going to be out for at least, 4 to 6 weeks, like you said, according to, what they're reporting. And if I'm predicting what's going to come true, supposedly we're going to go on a 3-game run. We beat LA and we beat the next 2 games. Trent Williams comes into week 4, possibly. Not week 4. It'll be like week 7 or something like that. And if he comes in, then we should be, with a good record and be ready to roll again. But sometimes when you get a high ankle sprain and stuff like that, it takes time to come back. You got to really be careful because that's a lingering issue.
Dude, losing Trent Williams is literally my biggest concern of all the injuries.
Yep.
I mean, Jimmy G is not going to have any time to throw the ball. I was just saying this over on CG's stream. The only way we can win games right now without Trent Williams is a quick slant offense. And I keep thinking hard about, have I ever seen Kyle run something like that? I've seen him run a play or 2 here and there, but I've never seen him just go quick slant, quick slant, quick slant. I've never seen him do that. So, I mean, running the ball, yeah, all our offensive linemen, even McGlinchey's good at run blocking. But, I mean, I am genuinely worried about not having Trent Williams at this point for 4 to 6 weeks.
Did you notice that they pulled Trent because he got injured? I don't know that other guys went in, and then they pulled him after 1 series, and they put our 3rd stringer in. and we seem to be doing better at that point. So
it was McKivitz. McKivitz went in and he was nursing an injury and he aggravated it, so they pulled him out and put Jalen Moore in.
I think he did better.
Dang, I'm getting Facebook notifications too.
Okay, who's your surprise team that you thought should have won but they lost?
I'm gonna say the commies against the Eagles, but I mean the Commanders. I'll be political. No, they're the commies. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a divisional matchup. I expected them to do better than they did, but they got handed. They straight got beat down. It was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was telling Brian that I was surprised that Kansas City lost to Indianapolis Colts, team that couldn't hardly score touchdowns last week, 2 weeks, 2 games, and then they go out there and beat Kansas City. And then I was looking at the Jets.
I was surprised that New Orleans lost.
Yeah, me too. That too. Yep.
I mean, the Panthers straight stepped it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I was looking over the pick 'em sheet for this week going, do I pick them or not? I'm still kind of struggling with that. But, I mean, Baker Mayfield, it's only his 4th game in a totally different offense. But I'm not a big fan of Baker Mayfield.
Hey, my cousin Warren, how you doing?
Is that the Raiders fan?
Yep. He's a Raider fan.
I could probably answer that question, but I won't.
Because you come on here, the link is in the chat if you want to come on in here. You can discuss your Raiders lose being 0-3. I'll just put the chat in there again. Link in there again. Come on, why is it? Come on. Okay, come on. There.
I'm really excited though. Even though we lost, we're still in contention. Next week, if we beat LA, we're in first place. So this can really go, it can still go positive for us. And even if we lose, like say Jimmy gets hurt, Brock Purdy, I'm excited about him. Even if, I don't know if he can't run the whole offense, I'm still excited about him. I think we could be manageable, but that's just me, being a homer, I guess. But anything could happen.
I'm not going to join the chat. Join the chat with a bunch of 49 fans.
Dude, seriously, you can. We're not like all those the 49er fans on Twitter, bro. We're not them.
Yeah. You come on in here. It's okay. We don't bite.
Honestly, I think the Raiders have a pretty good team. It's just their coaching staff. I think that's the weakness.
Yeah.
But,
I don't really know if I want to go on record saying this, but I'll say it. It's probably 100% true. I probably buy more Raider memorabilia than I do 49ers because I have 3 brothers that are Raider fans and a dad. So, I mean, that's like 4 times my stuff. So sometimes when you want to have something in common with somebody, you keep them in the sport, or when you're thinking about them, they think of you, so yeah. I got 4 Raider fans, 4 Raider family members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was listening to the guy today. What's his name? I always forget his name. he's ready. He's talking about Daniel, and the coach is on the hot seat. I think, man, on the hot seat already in his first season. What's his name?
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of the guy that the YouTuber. You probably seen him a lot. A lot of times he used to do his lives on Facebook. But now he moved over to YouTube. Oh, I can't think of his name. And I got his face all in my mind and everything. And I'm like, man, I can't think of his name. I got his face all in my mind, but I can't think of his name. But I'm like, we just cannot beat the curse of Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that little leprechaun turned into an orange Oompa Loompa, and he still beat us.
Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of worried about this Rams game. I'm kind of worried about this going, even though I like to feel like this before, and we won. We beat the Rams. But I'm kind of worried about this Monday night game.
I'm worried about every game Jimmy G is our starting QB. I mean, you know, we've seen him for a few, I would say a couple seasons, because, you know, there's a couple seasons he hasn't been the starter because he's injured. And I honestly don't, I mean, can he make it through the rest of the season? That's a big question right there. And will he just keep being Jimmy, or will he get that fire inside of him and become a above average QB that we need right now? That is the question. I mean, he's about to be a free agent. He's about to be able to go to whatever team he wants to, or whatever team wants him. But he has to make them want him. And right now he's not doing that.
Well, do you think it was all him, or do you think it was a string of events? Do you think it was the play calling? Do you think it was the players all together not gelling together? This was George Kittle's first game. They actually started using juice in the offense. The center, we know he's a brand new center. He fumbled, and honestly, can you really say that Kyle Shanahan is calling plays that are good for Jimmy G? Does it seem like he really has a passion at this point? Because after I don't know, what do you think, David?
I think I don't. I mean, when it comes to passion, I just don't think he has it, because I mean, you know, you see him, like a messed up play happens and he's got this smirk on his face. He's got a grin on his face. He smiles everything off. I don't know if you saw his press conference after the game, or you saw that. Take accountability for what you did, dude. And so how many, dang, I'm sorry, I'm getting so many messages from ladies right now, it's not funny. But how many quarterbacks in NFL history have had a pick six negated by a safety? I've been watching football since 1985, and I have not seen this happen once. So, I mean, I'm half tempted. I'm actually going to Google it real quick. I'm pretty sure he's the only one.
Yeah, that safety. That made me mad. I'm like, come on, Jimmy, now. You're a veteran now. If Trey Lance did it, I expect because he's a rookie. He's still a rookie. You're a veteran. You should know where you at on the field. You should know
Hey,
where that
that's a
line
good.
at.
That's what I think too. Like you should have like a sense of perfection, peripheral vision, like a sixth sense to you. You should know like, hey, I'm on the 1 yard line or the 2nd yard line. I can't drop back super far. But again, that kind of goes to like the play calling again, right? Because if Jimmy would have been in shotgun, and I think somebody else said this on a different YouTube platform, if he would have been in shotgun, he wouldn't have dropped back so far. But somebody said that if he did what he did, he needed actually 15 yards to drop back to throw that ball. And you only have 10 yards in the end zone. So again, like, are we calling the right plays or are we, doing what we need to do? Because at a certain point, we kept lining up on the 1 yard line when we had the ball. And sometimes we were successful and sometimes we weren't. That's totally unacceptable to run out into the end zone. But I mean, at least we were graceful. That was good enough that he got it into the end out and didn't. That wasn't 6 points or 7 points. That's the
Yeah, I was like,
blessing that we
oh
got out of that.
man. Yeah, he did throw an interception on that one.
Yeah, that should have been a pick six.
Yeah.
It should have been that we got so lucky because we could have really got slaughtered after that point. The crowd would have swung really bad, and then it just would have got uglier and uglier. And it's really weird. We are controlling the first half of the game, and they come out and they basically do opposite of completely opposite, and they start controlling the game, and we start falling behind. We couldn't do anything in the second half. It's just really really weird. It's almost like just after a couple of key events, they came out and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna maintain." You have to elevate. You have to continue to like do better. You have to continue to put the grind on. You can't just say, "Oh, well, we got 7 points, 10 points. We're in it." No, and the defense can only carry you so long without turnovers or 3 and outs. And the defense did great with 3 outs, but they can't control the game for us. We have to continue to put points up, and even if it's field goals, it's something.
I mean, just points yesterday. If we could have got, a couple field goals and a touchdown, I mean, I honestly think our defense was on fire. They would have won us that game.
Yeah.
This
thing is that fumble that when the running back from the ball. Who had the ball?
All right, guys. The search results are in. Jimmy G is the only quarterback in NFL history to do that.
I'll be back. I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, Dina, if you come in, you come in, and you don't have to. If you don't want to be on camera, you can be on this. I guess it will show your D. If you want to come on in, Dina.
Yeah, she can come in. You don't even have to show your face. You could just show your avatar. But yeah, man, I'm still very disappointed. Not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday would have been a bad day for me to go on a stream. I probably wouldn't be YouTube friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually trying to plan a date with a chick. She's way younger than me, though. I'm a little worried about the age gap.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a she hit me up type of thing. So, and she's so cute, and we have a lot in common. It's kind of weird. It's like, huh? But
Adina, you in your jammies, but that's okay. Like I said, you don't have to you don't have to be on film. You could do like this. Let me show you. It'd be just like this. We couldn't see you.
Looks like I'm taking her to a haunted house. Anyways. Oh, crap. Maine? I thought she was in Florida. This is this other. I'm not messing with this one. She's not even close to me.
Dina says. See what Dina says?
Less than 10, don't do it.
Less than 10, don't do it.
Yeah, less than 10 years younger than me. Yeah, I get her. The weird thing is like, oh wow,
Right.
wow, this chick's Italian. Anyway,
Oh.
no, this other one. Like I said, I'm talking to two right now. I'm dating, and you know, just seeing what's going on. But this one's way far away. That's not going to work out. Gently let her down.
Is Dina?
But
yeah, no.
Let's see if I can get a picture of this one up real fast.
Hello.
Hello.
She is so hot. I can't help but not talk to her.
David, less than 10 years, don't do it, bro. I'm telling you.
I know the age gap becomes an issue, right?
Yeah, I deal with that with dudes, you know, like
I was dating a lady that was 16 years younger than me not long ago, and we had a thing going, but then she had a complete mental breakdown, and
oh hell
you
no.
know,
No. Mm-mm.
it was just one of those things.
Yeah. No, don't do it, bro. I'm telling you.
She was kind of filled with drama too, and I'm getting too old for that
Yeah,
stuff. You
see,
know?
that's my thing. That's my thing. After about the fourth date, the drama came in. I was like, you know what? Been there, done that, wrote the book. You got to go. I can't. Too old for the drama.
Yeah.
Well, really, I don't know if can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. What really ticked me off about the game and that really irritated me was it's like I don't know, how can I say this? It's like Jimmy was playing like he didn't give a rat's butt. You know, and you know, people are saying, well, he really doesn't because he's just out there. He's going to get paid either way. But still, you know, this is your profession.
Yeah.
And
I gotta let it focus, but
oh,
that's the chick I'm talking to right now. I mean, she's so
okay.
cute.
Yeah, she is. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. Jimmy played like he really didn't give a rat's butt. And I think that's what really annoyed me. There was no urgency because, you know, other players feed off of the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
The quarterback has that energy and that drive, that, you know, to pump everybody up. And after like the first quarter, it kind of just went bleh, you know? It was just like scrimmage to me.
Yep.
And that's what really aggravated me. And then to see him with that stupid ass, excuse me, grin through the helmet, you know, if I was there, I probably would have been arrested because I wanted to run on a field and just snatch the helmet and smack him. But, you know, that's what really annoyed me. There was no sense of urgency or like, hey, guys, let's do this. You know, let's get pumped up. Let's do this. There was no reason. And I think the other thing, too, Denver was smart because in the third quarter, I don't know if you noticed, they kept running these little short plays. And as they were doing these little short plays, you know, they're actually keeping our defense out there longer.
Yep.
You know, and it's a strategy. And I said, oh my God, yeah, I know what Russell's doing. I know what he's doing. a little 5-yard, 4-yard, anything to just like pump it up to get 10 yards and go for the next round. That keeps our defense out there longer. Those guys were tired. Late third quarter, fourth quarter, they were whipped. And they needed the rest, but they couldn't get it with Jimmy G doing what he does best. and I don't know, my poor neighbors. I think everybody on my block heard me scream when I saw when I saw that safety. I mean, I think expletives came out of my mouth that should not have come out on a Sunday, but who does that? Who does that? I got a guy across the street from me, a nice young man. He's a Colts fan. And I hear him screaming, So it's like if his team does something, I hear him because he's got his window open. I got my window open. And like last year, we were like talking to each other through the window. Did you see that crap? But that's what really bothered me. There was like he was so blasé about everything. And, I heard this commentator today saying, well, this is like, this is his version of preseason because he didn't have the reps during preseason. I don't want to hear that crap. You're a professional. You were doing exercising and all that crap when everybody else was on the field. You were doing it somewhere else. I don't want to hear that. And, they're like, well, you got to give him at least a few more times and he'll be back in sync with everybody. And no, come on. You've been in the league too long.
Yeah. I was like, man, come on. We can do this. We can beat him. We can beat Denver. We can beat him.
Yeah.
And then
we shot ourselves in the foot with a lot of inconsistencies.
Yep.
I'm tired of these naysayers talking about, oh, you're not a true fan. Bull. Dude, I've been a fan before you're probably born. Half of these people, all these talkers about this, I've seen it. And, and I told Beto tonight, I said, we've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and now we're looking at the fugly. It's got to get better. It has to get better. And I think it will, but we got to have more coverage.
Well, when it comes to it needs to get better, that's a fact. I mean, we can't be giving games away like we have against Chicago and Denver. And this is how I'm looking at it. I look at it like they didn't beat us. We beat ourselves.
Yes.
The 3 turnovers, that was kind of, I mean, Jake Brendel snaps the ball all crappy like to Jimmy G, and Jimmy G drops it. Jimmy G got credit for the fumble, by the way, so he technically had 2. And then Jeff Wilson Jr. at the end. I mean, both hands on the ball, bro. It's a critical moment in the game.
Yes.
Oh,
that again. Stop being so carefree. You're not running through the cornfields, okay?
That's true.
You got to hold on to that baby. And the way they popped it out. Oh, don't even mention Chicago to me. That was just disastrous. That was just disastrous.
Now, see, when Trey come back next season, I want Cal to go watch the 49ers when Steve Young. That's what I want Trey to do. Just like Steve Young. Steve Young wasn't used. George Seifert didn't use Steve Young, run up the middle, run the ball all the time.
Yeah.
He is pass. Then if he has to scramble, then he scramble. That's what I want to see out of Trey. That's why when I'm, for quarterback, a mobile quarterback, that's what I want. I don't
Well,
want.
yeah, because Trey does something that Jimmy doesn't. Trey looks at the whole field. Jimmy has tunnel vision. So he doesn't see the whole field.
Yeah.
And like you said with Steve Young was mobile where if he saw something, if he didn't have to run, he wouldn't. But he would scramble enough to give time for everybody to get downfield. But if he didn't see it, then he would use his legs. But Steve Young had an arm, and that's what Trey has. He has an arm. The two plays that Jimmy did yesterday that made me happy was when he threw that 20-yarder to who was that? Number 22. Oh, dag, my brain is off. Yeah, he threw it to number 22.
Wilson.
Yeah, was that Wilson? Okay.
Yeah.
That was one that I was just like, yes, maybe he can do something for a change. But what happens? Next play. After that, next play, typical Jimmy. And I said, oh, God.
Yeah.
But I think, no, go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I want, like, Jimmy Missa wide open.
Oh.
Debo, he was wide open on one play. I can't, and he threw it to Ayuk, and then Ayuk dropped the ball.
Oh.
It was like Debo put his arms up like this.
Yeah.
And it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah.
But Jimmy didn't see him.
No, he got that tunnel vision going. He doesn't scope the field. And that's
David?
Good.
David's in this girl.
Sorry. Dude, we have way too much in common. This is kind of weird. Just meet and see what happens from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always take it nice and slow. I'm not in a hurry. Nice and slow. I'm not rushing into anything.
Don't.
David, I was asking you, did you see that play?
Which one?
Where Jimmy should have threw it to Debo.
Oh, he was wide open.
Debo was wide open. He did like this.
Yeah.
He could have just lobbed it all lame duck style, and it would have made it.
Yep. And then he threw it to Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was on Ayuk's back.
Yeah, that's some of the things I was saying is just like so much inconsistency, and I'm hearing all these sports writers and everybody making all these excuses for Jimmy. Like, bottom line, did you see the same game I did? There's no reason, I know stuff happens, but you have to make adjustments. You can't just stand there and dance in a pocket. Next thing you know, you're flat on your butt. Throw the daggone ball. Stop. His release sucks.
And also, he got to learn. I mean, Jimmy haven't learned this. Joe Montana learned it and knew what to do. Throw the ball away and live for the next down.
Mm-hmm.
He only time Joe Montana will try to force something in, it was the last moment. Something that if we gotta win this game like this. Then he force. But Jimmy just keep on holding the ball,
Yeah.
and not throw it away. Just like when he stepped out of for that safety. If it there ain't there, throw the ball away.
Yeah.
Throw the ball away.
And for God's sake, practice with Brendel. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that, good grief. I never seen like, it's such a, how do you like miss snaps? You know, it's like, what are you looking at? What are you paying attention to? Both of them. You know, I'm not blaming Jimmy on entirely on that, but the timing, Brendel's timing,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, everything was just like off. So I mean, step to the side, you know, practice with Brendel and see, you know, if you can have that connection. You know, get the timing right. Dallas scored 20 is 20 to
Yep.
13.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I know YTC is mad.
Man.
He probably
Yeah.
looked at the game going, God, Giants, y'all
Yeah.
been winning. Oh, fumble, man.
Yeah, it's a
Get up.
fumble. That's all right. I can't help it. I'm a football junkie when it comes to this stuff. It's a shame I can't do like a split screen on Saturdays with all the games that are on, college ball games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that really bothered me. The lack of timing in everything was just so whacked. And his attitude was just so blasé about it. And I'm tired of not going for it on 4th and 1. You know, if you're 6 feet tall, over 6 feet tall, lay down with the ball. Get the extra yard. Why do we like, if you're on a 30-yard line and you're 4th and 1, then you know, Shanahan calls for the punter to come out or a field goal kicker to come out. Why? Be aggressive. Take a chance. I mean, we could have had a
4th and
higher
1,
score.
we run the ball a lot, and you know it's most of our offense. 4th and 1 should be a given, and I don't know. I think maybe he's failed once or twice, and he might have PTSD from it, but I don't know.
Oh God.
Oh, they must call that no catch, huh?
Yeah.
Man, you're gonna make me turn on. All right, sorry about my TV screaming. First time I turned it on, it scared the living bejesus out of me.
Power on. You got to think
I
about
wasn't
it.
expecting it to say anything. I was like, "What was?" It made me jump.
You got to think about it.
I was watching.
Oh, they just picked it off. Did they just pick it off? Is this what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Come on, Giants! You got to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be down bad here. I'm gonna have 11 losses. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Only 9. So far, I've been doing 9.
This is seriously my worst pick sheet in over a decade. I'm telling you, I have not had a losing record. We used to have a gambling ring at my old job, and you know everyone would put in $5, and there was like 50 people in there. So you know, it was some decent money anyway. And I would win it once a month throughout the season, and more than pay for the season. I'd be in profit stages, you know.
Oh wow.
But I would always be in the top 2 or 3 going into Monday Night Football with some sort of chance.
Okay.
And I mean, everybody's like the one guy's like, I should just take your money and not let you win. I'm like, dude, that's not fair. You got to let me win the money if I'm putting money in. But Yeah, it was just funny. But yeah, this is. I don't think I've ever done this bad before.
Wow.
Well, I was watching this. I said I wish this play was legal. I said not illegal. Get this play where they had this one guy. He come out like he's injured, and then so they substitute, and the guy goes like he going out of bounds, but he don't.
Oh.
And then he don't. He fakes and run and go out when the quarterback hiked the ball. He goes out, and everybody thought he went out to the sideline, and he didn't. And he got a touchdown. I said, now they know that's not legal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I said, it'll be a flag. Yeah, that.
Well, sorry, Bryant, you can't see my picture, but I took my my 49ers jersey off and put my jammies on.
Oh, you're fine.
So,
Sometimes
I'm,
my camera just drops my picture, so you'll see my Batman logo here in a little bit.
so I'm trying not to look all sexy on TV, you know.
Hey, I'm just glad to have somebody in here other than just me, John, and David. Me and Corey. John Jade pops in every once in a while too, but
Oh,
no, I think it's the first time I got to talk to you, and you brought a lot of good points to the conversation.
Oh, thank you.
I'm definitely disappointed with the loss, but I can't push it on one person. I think you nailed it. Like you can't say the snap was on one person. It's 50%. I think that's the same thing when it's like a passing play. The receiver has to catch the ball, and so does the quarterback.
Yeah.
When you have okay, it's an away game. So you're telling me you didn't get to get a hotel room. He can't go up there when it's like 11 o'clock. It might be okay. We're gonna say no homo real quick, but you can't go in there and like do a couple practice snaps like right there in front of the bed or something like that. I mean, just to get if he didn't play preseason, he didn't get to do any of that other stuff. He hasn't been practicing with the team. Why wouldn't you just have a couple of like pre-snaps like that, even in the locker room, or maybe you did, but I don't know. Maybe it wasn't enough, but
obviously it wasn't enough, That's what makes it so bad. It's like little simple things like that that can give you a losing season, and we don't need that. We got a daggone good team this year. I mean, as far as like the roster is like jumping. Well, we got to make them jump. I mean, we got to see some action. And I want to know, where the hell was Danny Gray? Well, you hear all this talk. I saw him like one play, and that was it.
He's number 6, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it's
I've
just
seen him. I've seen him at least one time. At least one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And he wasn't on the outside. He was on the inside.
Thank you. And I don't know what it is with Shanahan not wanting to put people in.
He doesn't trust rookies.
But well, how the heck are they going to get a balanced start if you don't have them in there?
Exactly. You got to get them to play. Some way they have to get experience. It can't be all in practice.
Thank you. You can look good in practice, but that's also, what annoys me.
Also annoys me too. What happened to us running the ball with committee?
Right.
It should Mason should have been out. I've seen him out there, but never hardly run the ball.
He got like one play, I think, or something like that, where he didn't run the ball.
But
he's number 24, I think. And I seen him out there. I don't know if
he get more.
That's what I mean. We got all these weapons.
Mason, he should have been out there too. I don't know what number he was, but he should have been out there
once, just to say hi, Mom, and get off the field. You got to use these weapons that we have. Get these guys acclimated into the game. You know, my biggest fear is like, you know, they're gonna like not be used, and then when trading comes around, they're gonna be like, you know what? Later, Niners, I'm going somewhere else where I know I can play, and that's not good.
That was our big problem when we first started assembling this team. When we had Chip Kelly, we had Jim Thomasula. Nobody
Mhm.
wanted to come play for San Francisco. And then we
Mhm.
were like, okay, we have like, you know, we got Kyle Shanahan, and people were like, well, they were still a little lingering. You know, we weren't getting big, flashy names. He wanted Kirk Cousins. He couldn't get Kirk Cousins because the Niners and Redskins just don't trade like that. Um, and then after that, you know, we got Brian Hoyer, and you know, he did get CJ Beathard. Beathard was a good quarterback, but he got hit too many times, and that ruined him.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
ruined him.
Yeah.
The team loves CJ. The team totally loves CJ, and I think with him letting him go to the Jaguars, that kind of made him feel bad because you know the Niners have become a brotherhood, and whether or not people like that or not, they do care about players on the team. And you know, bringing Jimmy back, they believe in Jimmy. Whether or not we believe in Jimmy, the team does. And you know, when you go and you put this all effort into winning the Super Bowl, and they came so close 2 times in a row, they believe that they can get there with Jimmy. They just need to get there, and they just need to, you know, they just need to push it. And there's all these intangibles. There's been penalties, there's been play calling, there's been athleticism that has cost us the game, but the team
Mhm.
still believes in that core. And I think like what you're saying is, you know, we only have this window open for so long, and at a certain point we're going to either start trading off players or they're going to start retiring, and then we're going to have to start rebuilding. And that's what my fear really is with Trey Lance, is when he does come back, he's going to need 1 or 2 more years. They were talking with him being in this year that we're not expected to go to the Super Bowl, but we have a Super Bowl offense right now. And it's really hard to say
Yeah.
we're not expected there, or the team's not just themselves believing that they can get there. So with Trey getting hurt and them saying, okay, now it's going to be 1 to 2 more years, these guys are retiring. That, you know, it's not going to be there. We're going to be
Yeah.
rebuilding again.
You know what made me mad with Tom Sula
Hmm.
as our coach? Now I say he's good, was good defensive line coach, but head coach, no. I
Yeah.
said, why now? Why would you go to the press and say this to the press? Say, if we on our backed up in our goal line, we're running the ball. Kaepernick's not throwing the ball. We're running the ball. Why would you tell the other team defense what you do? You gonna do that? You're
Yeah.
not gonna throw the ball. And I can't remember who we were facing. It was 49 versus somebody, and we was on our 1 yard line. And what that defense coordinator did. So okay, you're not gonna throw. They put all players, all 11 players in the box. I mean, the defensive back left the receivers alone. And our fastest receiver was Torrey Smith? Yeah, I think his name Torrey Smith. And
Dang, I missed it.
he would have. I mean, he was going like this. He was going like this. All Kaepernick had to do was rise up like this,
Mhm.
look over there,
Yeah.
and fling the ball over there. End up being a touchdown, 100-yard touchdown pass.
Yes.
Mhm.
But because Tom Sula said, we only going to do not throw the ball, run it, and we got a safety there.
He talks too much.
I'm like,
I
come
rem-
on.
I remember that play. Kaepernick didn't even look his way. Didn't even look his way. They kept highlighting it. He was on. If you know you're the quarterback underneath center, he's on your left side. They kept showing the play. You know, and the wide receiver was standing there jumping up and down, and Kaepernick didn't even look his way. And I mean, when people say Kaepernick should come back into the NFL, that's your opinion. That's fine. But when you say he should come back to the Niners, now I have an opinion because I don't want him to come back to the Niners. You say Jimmy can't read defenses. Kaepernick couldn't read
Didn't read
defenses.
defense either. Yep.
Yeah, we don't need that. We really don't need that. And he can throw 80 yards, but he can't throw 5 yards. We don't need that. So I hope Kaepernick gets all the whatever he can get out of it. And if he can come back, sure, let's put him on our team, but not the Niners. We don't need that again.
Well, what about signing him as a backup and then like swapping him out for Jimmy G when we need to go deep? I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Hey, but it sounds like a good idea to me.
Yep.
What's your guys' thoughts on bringing in Cam Newton? I'm not for it, but I just want to hear your thoughts.
Oh,
No.
hell no. Excuse me. No. No.
No.
I think he's done at this point.
I
Yeah.
think Cam would be on his butt more than anything else now.
He's very inaccurate. He's got a big arm, but he can't hit you. And then, he can run a little bit and he can lean forward for a first down, but he doesn't know the offense at this time. And I just don't see him coming back in.
Yeah.
No.
And that's the same thing with Mike Singletary. That's why I like him. He was a good linebacker coach. He was a good defense coach. But his offense was so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, why you keep running Gore up the middle?
And he had a thing against Alex Smith too. He didn't like Alex Smith.
Did. Yeah. Yeah.
He got Vernon Davis to play, but he didn't. He had a vendetta or something against Alex Smith.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Alex Smith could throw the ball. I don't care what anybody says. Dude could throw the ball.
When he has confidence. But when he
Yeah.
doesn't have the confidence, he throws dirt balls. Because there's been too many times he tried to drop it off to Gore, and he would, Gore's, right there on the edge of the line, and he can't hit him. And that used to make me so mad because it's like you just have to jump off the ball to Gore, and he can pick up 7 yards, and you're throwing it at his ankles all the time. But
Yeah,
I like Alex too.
Yeah, that did make me kind of angry, but because he thought he was playing golf at a point. But
when he got Vernon Davis in there, though, he started throwing the ball downfield. Michael Crabtree, he wasn't a fan of Alex, but Vernon Davis, he played for him.
Crabtree was pretty good.
Crabtree
he was good, but he was a diva, and he held out on us. And he wasn't a fan of Alex Smith. When Kaepernick came in, then he was like he jumped on Kaepernick's side.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed it because Kaepernick was giving him the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different offense, different, he could go deep. It was like the Tim Rattay, Alex Smith concept with T.O. Tim Rattay was like, well, I can throw it deep to T.O. And Alex Smith was like, well, I got to throw it at, Frank Gore.
Yeah, pretty much.
He didn't really, T.O. wasn't on the team. I'm sorry, Jeff Garcia. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Jeff Garcia. That's why Tim Rattay and Jeff Garcia got switched because T.O. he didn't like Garcia.
Which I don't understand because Garcia could have really complimented him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Between Eckerson, Singletary, and Tom Sula and Chip Kelly, who's the worst coach?
Oh God. I would have to say Chip Kelly. I don't think Chip Kelly understood half the time what the hell was going on. He started off strong, but then he was just like he looked like a deer in headlights with some of the plays that he called, and it was annoying.
He's very fresh. He's very fresh to that wound. But I would have to say Eckerson for the simple fact that we had a decent team. We just needed a coach to come in. Mooch got booted out, but we still had a good team right there at that moment.
True.
A lot of veterans, and that for him, I blame him the downfall.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but even when Chip Kelly was here in Philly, the Eagle fans were like, after a few plays, get the guillotine, let's cut his head off. And then when he came out there, I was like, okay, maybe he's going to get a a fresh chance. Maybe guy is good, something. But no, I was seeing the same old thing again, and I don't know. It's a shame because I really like Mike Singletary, but Corey, as you were saying, offense was not his groove.
Yep. I mean,
You know,
he just run the one same play over and over, running back up the middle, up the middle. I'm like, come on, let's do some trick plays. Let's do something.
Look at
Let's
that.
make this offense get in. And so when Harbaugh came in, I'm gonna change that.
yeah.
He said,
Do you guys
no.
think we moved off of Mike Nolan too fast?
Mm,
Because Mike Nolan was the offense, the head coach, and then we had Singletary as a defensive coach. And I truly believe that they hired Singletary because they thought they were going to lose him. We just
huh.
had too many losing seasons with Mike, and they were just like, okay, we got to do something because it's been like 3 years now. We got to do something. The fans are getting loud. But I got to go back to Alex Smith. And I think it was his first very game with the Niners. He got a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
That stumped his growth totally. So we're talking about Trey Lance and saying he needs 1 to 3 years to be productive and grow. That's what they're planning on doing with Alex Smith. But every year they're changing his offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and that's rough too. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get used to a certain way of learning something from a certain person, and next thing you know, they're switched out. Now you got to readjust and learn again and learn their ways. It's not good. It's not good at all. But like you said about Nolan, I kind of liked him. I kind of felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
I like Nolan. I liked how he wore the suit on the sidelines, and I liked
yeah,
it.
he was clean cut dude, and he did his job, and I really felt bad the way that they utilized him. You know?
Yeah. I was bad because I'm mad at him. You know why?
Okay. Why?
Because he's the one reason why we didn't draft Aaron Rodgers. We got Alex Smith. Because he thought Aaron Rodgers was too cocky.
He is.
He is cocky. But
Yeah.
hey,
I want to cut his hair.
Aaron Rodgers got us probably had our 6th Super Bowl.
Mike Nolan has came out on record to say the reason he didn't draft him, like you said, is he's too cocky. He didn't say it like that, but basically he said when he went to dinner with Alex and Aaron separate nights, Alex got out and opened up the car door for his mother. Very respectful young man. When Aaron Rodgers got out of the car, he did not do that. So that was the deciding factor on why Alex was drafted to the 49ers. Because he opened up the door for his mom, and that is fact. That's fact. I think it's a really interesting topic with Alex having as many offensive coordinators, us falling out of favoritism with Mike Nolan. All this in hindsight. How long do you think Aaron Rodgers really would have got with the Niners? Do you think he would have got wrecked? Do you think he would have got injured like Alex did? Because we didn't have a very good team.
Yeah, that's what we maybe wanted to. I said, because he got. But one thing I said about Cal and the 49ers at that time was running the same offense.
Yeah.
Was running the same kind of offense. So it wasn't that much Aaron Rodgers was had to learn. See, Alex came in the offense. He's always in shotgun. He had to learn to get up on the center and stuff.
Yeah, he's used to shotgun.
And Aaron Rodgers, he was in both. So I'm like, I was so hyped. I'm like, oh, we gonna say Aaron Rodgers. We gonna say Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Because I follow Aaron Rodgers during Kyle's time. Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, come on, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Alex Smith. I said, who? Who is Alex Smith? What? Come on, Niners. Why you do this to me? Every time I want you to draft somebody, I'm looking at their college plays and think they will fit our system. Y'all go to opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's I used to be even living here in Philly. I was a Steelers fan because couldn't stand the Eagles. Still can't. And I liked to watch college football in my when I was a teenager, and I followed Notre Dame, and that's when I got hooked on Joe Montana and saw what he was doing. I was like, this dude, he got eagle eyes. He could look one way and throw the ball the other way. Boom, touchdown. I was like, oh snap, okay. And when he was drafted, a third round pick, I believe. San Francisco 49ers. I was like, what? Okay. And then after that, I was hooked. But I mean, he had his growing pains with the Niners.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
He didn't come out just because he did good in Notre Dame. He didn't come out like a superstar, Joe. It took him about a good year or two to really get things moving.
Yep. And that's one thing got me with the Niners too. How Joe, he had this offense moving like a machine.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he'll get the drive going like a machine down the field. Boom, boom. Hit the receivers where the receivers. Dude, I like today. He hit the receivers and they didn't have to stop, for the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
They keep on running. Boom. He's hitting them receivers running.
Right.
The game. The run, Jeff Wilson was actually running the ball really well.
Yeah.
And I'm failing to understand why we didn't just keep running the ball. I mean, come on, Kyle, it's working. Just keep running the ball. Don't try to get cute and have Jimmy G do things Jimmy G can't do. Let's just run the ball. I mean, it's what we do.
Yep.
It's almost like at the start of the season, Kyle Shanahan thinks the team is different. We're built different. We got to do things different. It's like run the ball and play defense is what this team does.
Right.
And then he realizes that, and all of a sudden we start rattling off wins. So I wonder how long it's going to take him to realize that this season. I mean, last season it was like game 8 by the time he realized that. So
he's got to figure something out because I know like the first half of the game they were throwing the ball more. They were balanced. In my opinion, they were running it and throwing it. When they stopped throwing it so much, they were still running it, but we weren't getting the same yards that we were getting at in the beginning of the game.
No.
Things changed, and it wasn't just Trent Williams that changed the game. There was a couple good hits on Jeff Wilson Jr., and then later in the game, he was able to smash a couple big yards, but they were stacking us, and at that point, we were missing the throws. I swear, I thought Jennings caught that one pass on the sidelines, and it was like second or third down, and then I'm like looking at and I'm like, it's fourth down. I thought it was a first down, and I missed the replay. I guess he dropped the ball, but he made the catch later in the game. But there were some opportunities on both sides. It's a 50-50 chance when you throw the ball.
It is, and I thought that he caught the ball, and then when I showed the replay, it looked like he caught it, but he really dropped it, and as he was going down, and I was like, huh? Yeah, like wait a minute, that looks like a catch to me. They said that he didn't have control of it. Okay. But
Yeah, I got all excited and I missed the replay, so I was very devastated when I come back and I was like, "What happened?" I can't remember if I went back to the fridge for something or I don't know what happened, but I was like, "Hey, it's fourth down," and I wasn't very happy.
yeah, I was surprised to actually see Jimmy run for a few yards and get a first down. That kind of excited me. It's like, oh my God, he's not dancing, he's running.
That encourages me too. That makes me feel like he's actually trying. He is trying to do something this season. He's not just going back there and doesn't really care if we're losing or not. And that's something that bothered me too. Is that, like, during the game, there was times where they were all on the sidelines. Nobody was talking. The Niners offense was all silent. And then there was times later you'd see him sitting there smiling and he was joking with players and stuff like that. So I don't know if the energy was the same throughout the whole game, but that really bothered me. And it seemed like when Jimmy was doing bad a couple times too, you'd catch him smiling. And it was like, I don't know, maybe that's just his demeanor. He says something to bounce back or something. But there was
Oh,
there was just too
no.
many times that he wasn't. The whole team was just down.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, the team feeds off of your quarterback. What energy is being out there on the field, and that's what I was saying before. It just seems like he had this blasé attitude. That and that smiling in the helmet and on the going to the sidelines. You know, it's like, dude, this is not the time to be grinning. Maybe it's a nervous reaction. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
did that in the press conference too. And I was just like, this is not funny. You're a freaking professional. This is not funny. So I sometimes I think it's a nervous reaction, or maybe it's just his way to relax in a situation. But
Yeah.
he doesn't realize he looks like an idiot. I'm sorry.
um, yeah, I see. Like I telling Brian in the beginning, I missed the first drive. When IU got the touchdown, I missed. I wanted to go get my dinner. I said, "Is it? Come on, we had a couple friends over there, and she made tacos, and so I want to go back get the food, and I come in back and sit down and say, "Oh, we got a touchdown."
Mm. Yep.
Yeah, the
All
first
right.
drive was probably the best drive of the game.
Yeah. 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 That was sweet.
And
When
I
I
like how
saw that, I
he
thought there was
uses
hope.
yeah. I like how he uses Ayuk too. It's not like he's just singling him out. I know Ayuk's Trey's guy, but it's nice that he's using Ayuk because Ayuk's good. He really is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now the Rams next week. I'm kind of nervous about this game.
Me too.
I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And I love the. Ooh, I know that it was the West Roundtable tomorrow.
Mm.
Oh man, that's gonna be rough.
Pill time is the only one gonna be happy. Because I said, Pill's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
And what's his name? I know he expected his team to lose. So Squabble gonna be like,
Ooh.
hey.
Ooh.
No, I'm just watching Monday night, and one of the
Yeah.
Giants receivers had a non-contact play went down. Typically,
Yep.
that's bad.
Yeah. They just carted him off the field.
Yep. And the game is over with.
Yep. Dallas won.
Dallas won, man.
Well, my coworker will be happy.
That's right. They'll still get beat in the first game in the playoffs if they make it.
Yeah.
They still got to play Philly, so that's
Yeah.
I don't like Philly either, but Philly's 3-0 right now.
Yeah.
What's his name? He looks so weird to me. He don't look like he'll be a good running back, but he's good.
Who?
Number 21 for Dallas, Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh yeah.
He look like he looked like one of the Star Wars guys, like the
one of the Ewoks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's it. The Ewoks, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a comic book nerd. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, his days are almost numbered too. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't know if they're if he's gonna stick around the following year or anything like that.
Ooh, they fighting?
Yeah. But yeah, that Ezekiel Elliott is an odd duck, but he did the job, man. He's still out there trying to do the job too, but he doesn't run as much as he used to.
Yeah.
You know,
Boy,
it's all right. I don't know. I still miss Frank Gore.
yeah, me too.
I'm very upset that he left and he went to the Colts. I'm very upset that
Oh,
he it's his opinion, but when he went and said that, he's finally gonna get to play with a quarterback, I was like, oh, shots fired, because he was
okay,
excited to get to play
wait a
with
minute.
him. But
The guy I'm talking about the radio YouTuber, his
yeah.
name is Matthew Shack.
Matthew Shack. No,
Yeah,
not ringing a bell.
His name just popped across my screen. I'm like, oh, that's the guy I'm thinking about.
Mm.
He's just talking about this game. He just made a video about this game.
Oh, okay.
Dang it. All right, Corey, I got to go to work early, dude. So I hate to bail on you, buddy, but I got to.
Yeah. It's almost.
Yeah, I'm about to end it because we've been on an hour and a half, I believe.
Yeah, I got to get my beauty sleep too.
well, everybody, thank you for talking. I had a lot of fun. Corey,
Yeah.
always thanks for having me on. David, my buddy, Dina, very nice to talk to you.
No,
And
thank you.
just remember, we win next week, we're in first place.
Yeah.
Yay!
And,
that's true. That's true.
And also, Wednesday, we'll be doing our pick show.
That's right. I'll definitely be here, buddy.
Dina, you know about that?
No.
We do every Wednesday. We do our pick show. We pick all the games through the week.
Okay.
So we just did week 3. So Wednesday at the same time, like 7, we do a pick show.
All right. So it's 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's right. You're back in like Philly, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I'm the East Coast baby.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, they'll be hating on me.
Are you, Dina? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try to see if I can find you and send you one of these paper sheets like this.
Okay.
And I'll send you a messenger.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have to friend you first. I have to find you and friend you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, I have a 49er logo.
Okay.
So.
Well,
yeah, a beach scene.
I'll be here Wednesday. Looking forward to seeing everybody. All right.
Yeah.
You guys have
All
a
right.
good night.
Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good night.
All right. Take care. Peace.
Peace. Here we go.